Hello, everyone. And yeah, that's what I mean. I'm kind of becoming Kim Jong-un. I really need to exercise and stuff. Hopefully you don't notice. Okay, anyways, well, I came here to say that I'm going to actually reintroduce my Lego console sets that I customly made. You can kind of see it yeah, right up there. Okay. Yeah, right up there. You can kind of see it. So I'm going to be getting these and showcasing them because it's been a long time since I showcased them. So I'm going to just go get them. So just give me a minute. Oh, God. This is going to be a pain in the butt. Oh, God. How am I going to... Where's my balance? Oh. I can't guarantee you that this will fall or this nuts, but oh boy, I got it. Now I'm gonna remove the figures off of here because they're kind of, useless. And then hold on. Yo, God, I put the hat up here. I also made a Lego controller, but it's not as good as my other builds, so. God, I put it in the wrong direction. Alright, I fixed my little toad so I can put him up here. Now, let me showcase you my builds now. If you mind. Here's the first one. Wow, look at that. So, after all these months, I actually never really showed you what the build looks like. But here's what it looks like. Let me turn this off so we focus it only on the console. Now here's what the console looks like, and as you can see, it's clearly a 64. Here's a comparison of the two. Here's a comparison with my actual drive. So here's the real deal, and here's the Lego. So here's the Lego. Pause and take a picture to compare if you have to, but here's the Lego. And here's the real deal. Yes, I actually have one of these drives. It's very expensive. I had to pay like 6 months of working at Lawns, and it was not easy to work for that thing. Over $1,000. Gladly, I paid it off. I even have the OG manual to the original. Alright, so I'm going to show you what this can do. Okay, first of all, yes, it can have characters on here, but that's not just the only thing. And now you're asking, what is this derpy brown piece? Well, a long time ago, I call her Miss Cat. I mean, even though she isn't actually that, but she's like a very good friend of my mother. But she moved to New Jersey, so she used to live in Florida, but now she lives in New Jersey. She moved away a while ago, but Miss Cat actually gave me a Cars set, or a Cars 3 set, which had this piece that's printed, and I've had it for a long time. So, to give that little nostalgic memory of this little piece I had, I just put it on here, because memories, So, I put that on my console, and I'm not going to paint over this. This is a keeper. I'm not painting over this piece. Well, anyways, you can technically remove the items here, and I even added something extra. Take a look, guys. Look. There's this additional CD drive piece. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, guys. Please forgive me. My camera. Alright, and then I have an additional CD port here, so I have a little, CD drive with a King Boo face on it. That's a little additional build I added to it. So, and for the cartridge slot, well, so, yeah, here's the view here, and technically you can play games on this. Technically it can be used, but it's basically just a cartridge slot, and, well, nothing more, and it's removed, and you can remove it. But here's the best part. This isn't not only the only feature. You think, yeah, this is attached and all, and cool, man. But guess what? You can actually remove the two pieces. So you can have a regular console, or you can have the 64 disc drive, or combine them. So I'm now going to showcase you the features of the drive. So here's the 64 disk drive I built out of Lego. Here's the OG. I do not want to take this apart. It's better if I don't. I don't want to scratch those gold pins. If I scratch it, it's cooked and it can't get powered by the console. This thing costs money, not this. This doesn't cost money, this costs money. So better if I don't take this apart more often. I mean, better if I don't separate them more often. Well, anyways, here's what the OG looks like. So, for the features and anything. And here's my version. They're asking, oh, Dylan, the colors are completely separate. Yeah, the colors are all separate. Yeah, it's completely gray. Well, let me tell you why. First of all, if I use any other color, it's either going to be too light or too dark that it looks just like the black. Second, I got pretty good branded markers that kind of give it that pretty cool shape. So, now your main question, where's that insert feature where it stays in and ejects? Well, the problem is, first of all, for me to do that, it looks like, hold on, I'm going to show you how an OG disc inserts. So, it's going to be kind of hard, but I'm going to, really quick, I'm going to show you how an OG disc inserts. So, let me take this. See, watch this, watch this, watch this. Hold up, meet that. You see that? There's just slightly, it's just slightly a little bit out, and you can kind of see it's there. It's not like one brick, but you can see it's out. Hold on, let me carefully eject it. Oh, I didn't like the sound of that. Let me just carefully put my disc back. This is my only drive game right now, so. Yeah, but, yeah, see, this would just look like it's just straight up the drive piece only, and like it's ready to open the flap. Like, it looks empty. So, what I do is, here's what it looks like without the disc. Alright? I made it a green drive to outstand from any build, so it's a green drive instead of a blue or the standard black. But here's the disc. Here is the game. Now, I'm going to really quick grab you my game again. That's why I said I should have not closed the case. Here's what an OG game looks compared to my Lego version. They are highly identical, they're basically the same thing, and probably Lego doesn't give two craps to make the disc drive a Lego set, but I do. And yes, I'm keeping this because it has a cool pattern to it, and I kind of like it. And here's what it looks like, see? And here's the back. The back honestly looks cool on the Lego. The OG has this thing, but I kind of, you know, I can't really do that. Side, just random colors. Side, also like that. Back, well, I have this part colored, but there's no way to put a label. Alright, let me just carefully put this in here, sorry. Alright, so one more thing I want to talk about the drive before we move on to the 64 and talk about the GameCube. There's actually a feature here. You see this part up here? This is supposed to recreate the... Wait, yeah, maybe I should color this part to make it look like the pins, yeah. Well, this is supposed to kind of be like the pins that you connect into the 64, you know, like the... with the port and stuff. But you know what these are for? These weird cog things I put here? Well, actually, if you take a look, because there's no way to add screws, I actually added two of these cog things onto here. And the way this works is kind of logical. So, you take this drive here, and, well, I'm going to tell you there's a few references here, just, of course, it's not a thing, but here's what you do. So, it also has slots to insert into these things, and one in the middle as well. Here's the bottom, so it can supposedly connect the pins, but, I mean, we know that's not going to really happen. And yes, I didn't paint the bottom. That's a pain in the gyat. I'm not doing that. Well, watch when I do this. I'm going to connect the pins right onto this one. So, here's the pins. Here's what the pins are. And I'm going to snap. Watch from this angle. So, here are the pins, and watch what happens. You hear that? And now, I'm going to give you a test, and you see I'm sorry, my room's kind of messy right now. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna give you a test and show you. Well, yes, it obviously falls off, but watch this. Watch this. Hold on. You gotta see this. But if I do it the other way, it doesn't fall. Look, if I do it the other way, it doesn't fall. And then it's basically attached. So if you just want to, like, no, like, you have to actually purposely do it to break them apart. So yeah, I made this build not only support like the OG, but I also made this build look exactly like your Nintendo 64 with the 64 disk drive, a infamously rare accessory worth at least 7 to 8 times more than an average N64 console. Literally, it's worth way more than the actual console. Sounds crazy, but we Americans never got the console, and it only sold 15,000 units, so rip. That's why it's so expensive. It could have been worth more if more people in the world wanted it. If more people in the world demanded for this thing, it would go for thousands upon thousands of dollars, but being lucky that the prices have dropped to the 1,000 mark. I mean, not bad of a grab. However, there's this guy known as Paul Weber, and he's collected all of the N64 games and planning to collect the Japanese ones. And for him, I want him to collect the N64, disk drive, and some of the N64 disk drive games. He doesn't have to collect all of them, as that would obviously drain his wallet, and so it would drain mine as well. But now let me show you a better build as well. Let me show you another build. Here is the Lego GameCube. Now, Lego did not license this. I made it myself, so shh, don't tell Lego. I made this myself. But I don't think Lego even gives two craps about this. Well, anyways, here's my creation of the Lego GameCube. This is for the broadband adapter, and this is for the other port. I don't know what it's called. And then here is the area. So okay. So when you open this, there's actually a disc, and if I'm oh my god, I lost the hook support. Hold on, I'm gonna need to. Man, well, it used to have a hook, and it would actually support it up here. But you see, there's a disc in here, and there's a disc like, you know, a tiny disc that spins. I'm sorry. Yeah, it does come off. I'm gonna just tell you. And then there's also these ports. There's also these buttons. I didn't add a third button because I wanted to also give it uniqueness. So it doesn't have a third button, and the top is like a teal blue with that. Because I got these teal blue plates from a promotional set that I got with my Big Bowser, or Mighty Bowser, as they call it. And if you want to know, yes, this is, oh my god, this is not fully colored, and that's for a good reason, because I don't have all the pieces in the world. So I built this piece as the handle for the GameCube, and I'm about to risk breaking my set to show you this, guys, but watch. The answer is, can you actually carry this? I'm going to just show you. No, you can't. It will just snap off and break your set. Do not try to carry it by the handle. There was a reason why I made this, and it was just because I wanted it to be a part of the GameCube. Now, you're saying, this GameCube's too tall. What is this weird thing? Well, let me detach it for you. Actually, this is the true size of the GameCube. It's not that big, actually. It's actually quite a small console I built, actually. I actually had another version of the GameCube in Lego a while ago, but I took it apart. And then I also had another version of my 64DD attachment, but I also took that apart to actually make a different build, so yeah. Yeah, now that I see it, my Drive build and 64 build actually look very cool. I actually like it. I'm satisfied with that custom build I made. I made that all out of Lego. Now, I'm not going to give tutorials because I just freely find the pieces in my bin. Like, these are all junk Legos I just turn into great creations. Mostly Lego consoles, not really unique items or creations, because... Hold on. I'm gonna get up really quick to show you what I mean. Shirogane noeru. Shirogane noeru. I'm gonna show her. Now, warning! If you are... oh my god. Did it die? No, no, no! Shit. Shit. Damn it! Crap. I hate you.